I'm super excited as usual to be here. I'd love to know where you are joining us from. I'm joining in from Lagos, so let me know where you are joining us from, whether it's Abuja, Port Harcourt, Calabar, somewhere near Chad. Let me know where you are joining us from. Type it in the chat. Let me type mine in the chat so you can see mine. So Lagos. So know where you are joining us from. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat so I can see Lagos. Lagos. Do we have only Lagosians here? All right. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Delta State. Fantastic. All right. Lagos ATP. Brilliant. So while that is going on, I also want to know. I also want to know, is this your first time of joining one of our sessions here at Nebiant Analytics? If this is your first time, let me know. If this is your first timer. If this is not your first time, you can type regular so I know you are joining us for first time, type first timer. Let me know. I can see my brothers and sisters from Enugu State, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Fantastic. First timer. Brilliant. So quite a number of first timers here with us tonight, which is absolutely fantastic. All right. So before I go into introduction, all right, before I start introducing myself and Nebiant Analytics, I have been trying to crack one riddle. Okay, I have been trying to crack before I joined this session, and I was not able to crack it. So I want you to help me crack it. Who is ready? Who is ready? Give a thumbs up like this if you're ready. Are you ready to crack that riddle before we go right into the class? Okay, fantastic. And if you are the first to get the answer, ensure you send me a DM after this call so we can discuss. Okay, now, how many months have 28 days? How many months have 28 days? How many months have 28 days? Fantastic. Somebody said 1 month. Somebody said February. Somebody said 12 months. The correct answer, guys, is 12 months. All the months have 28 days, all right? All of them have at least 28 days. So it's a trick question, all right? And some of us fell for it. That's interesting. So let me see. Who was the first person to type 12? Let me see. Who was that person? Etim Bok is Sal. So send me a DM after this session. So let's get right into it. All right. I'm going to share my screen now so we can get right into why we are here. But thank you guys for participating. Everybody who typed the answer in the chat. And I really, really appreciate that. So now let me know once you can see my screen. Type crystal clear in the chat. Once you can see my screen. Okay, you can see my video now. My screen is coming up in 1, 2, and give it a moment. Give it a moment. It will come up now. Just give it a moment. All right. The screen. You will see my screen right about now. Brilliant. So let me know once you can see my screen. Fantastic. So let me know once you can see my screen. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. So let's get right into it. So tonight we will be discussing how you can get yourself a high-paying tech job, especially without needing to quit your job. Okay, we're gonna go right into it. Talk about people who have done it also, and how you can follow in their footsteps to do the same. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Not everything I'll be saying will be on my screen. There are some things I'm gonna chip in. So you need to pay rapt attention. If you're in a noisy place, go to somewhere, quiet so that you can benefit from the information I'll be sharing. The session is also recorded. So if you feel you would need a recording later on, even after this session, ensure that you fill out the attendance form in the chat. So you'll see a link posted by one of my team members in the chat, and ensure to fill out the attendance form so that you can get the recording. Okay, not just the recording my slides. So that's it. Fill it now, type done. once you have, then I want you to listen attentively because some things are not in the slide, like I said. Now, allow me to introduce myself properly, okay? My name is Mohammed Suleiman. Like I said, I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebians Analytics. I've had the opportunity to work with top firms across the globe, including Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brand. In fact, there used to be a sister organization with Ferrari up until about 2016, when Ferrari became a standalone organization themselves. Um, I've also had the opportunity to train well over 3,000 Africans to date to switch into tech. And I've also been a leading data viz top voice. I also transitioned into tech. My first degree was in mechanical engineering, nothing related to what I'm doing today. So if you're here, you're looking to either transition or even leverage your current job in getting into tech, then you are in the right place. Okay, and for those of us who are joining us for the very first time, Nebians Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help Africans get into the tech space through premium tech training programs, especially around data analytics, data science, business analysis, and AI. And we've helped quite a number of people make that switch to their very first tech job. And we'll be looking at some of them today. And one of the things that have made it happen is that we work with astute professionals, experts that would, bring you up using their own real world experiences. So it's not a theoretical stuff. You would learn experientially. So enough of the talk and introduction. Let's talk about our roadmap for today. Today, our session is going to cut across three things. Number one, we'll look at some people who have done this. Either they've moved from a non-tech job to a tech job, or even leveraged their previous experience to getting into tech. Number two, we'll look at how you can also do that. Okay, talk a little bit about AI as well. And finally, I'll make an announcement and you'll also be able to ask me questions. So if you want to put on mute at the end of the session and ask me questions, ensure that you ensure that you are here. Give me a second. Ensure that you are here all the way down. So allow me to present once again. Now, you see this young lady on your screen. That's Esther. Okay, Esther. Esther used to be, she graduated from the School of Nursing, and the health sector was her dream sector to be in. But guess what? Very quickly, Esther realized that while she was passionate about being in the health sector, it was not where she wanted to be financially. Financially. So what did she do? She decided, you know what? I am trying tech. Now she tried tech, okay? She tried tech and she chose Nebians Analytics. 3 months later, she got her very first tech role as a monitoring and evaluation analyst working hybrid with Prower. When I say somebody's working hybrid, it means she works mostly from home and once in a while goes to the office. All right. And let me tell you for free, personally, one of the best things that happened to me career-wise is working from home. I can tell you that for free. Okay. Forget about the money that comes with it. Working from home is a dream. All right. It's a dream come true. So not just Esther. Here is Naomi. Now, let me tell you Naomi's story. Naomi used to work in a francophone country. In fact, she still works there. But let me tell you what happened. She used to work in a bank. She's a Nigerian in a francophone country, so she's a foreigner. So another bank bought over her own workplace where she was working and started relegating foreigners. Now, guess what happened? She decided, you know what? I am going to be so skilled, so much so that I can work from home. So she joined one of our programs, and this was earlier this year. And fast forward, the same organization that was relegating Esther saw Esther's activity on LinkedIn. Now, guys, I have mentioned LinkedIn, so start taking notes. They saw her presence on LinkedIn and activities on LinkedIn, and they created a new department and asked Naomi to head that department. Naomi was on a crossroad and she said, "You know what? I'm going to have to think about this." And he said, "There's no time to think about this now. You are taking it." So she asked for one more, just one request. What did she ask? "Are you going to train me to at least be competent enough to head this department?" And they told her, "Naomi, you already have everything you need. You see that thing you put on LinkedIn? That is exactly what we want you to effect as the head of this department." Just by upskilling, Naomi was able to change her own story. The laws, the rules bent in her favor. Even if she was a foreigner that ordinarily would not be able to achieve that kind of feat. Now, before we go into the remaining parts of this, so let's go into how you can actually uh, get yourself a job. All right. Now, there is a trick tech recruiters use nowadays, especially tech recruiters abroad. Okay. And I want you guys to listen very carefully. Now, but before I go on, let me know, where are the Forex? Do we have the Forex guys in the house? Or maybe you've tried Forex before or anything like that. And the attendance is in the chat. So ensure to fill out the attendance, or maybe you're just joining us so you don't miss out on the recording. So where are the Forex guys? I will need you guys in a little bit. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Where are the Forex guys? Okay, fantastic. So be on standby because you're going to help me out in a little bit. Now, here is what tech recruiters do abroad. Now, majority of the tech recruiters abroad have found a huge loophole, and here is what it is. Instead of hiring local talents within their own vicinity, especially in North America, recruiters are now looking toward Africa to hire talents. Now, back in their own vicinity, what they do is this: they need to pay talent over there around 40,000 US dollars per year. Now, they can cut that into four places, and pay an African talent 10,000 US dollars per year. In fact, sometimes they pay even cheaper. They can pay as low as 5,000 US dollars per year. 5,000. Now, let's take the low part. Let's not take 10,000. Let's take 5,000, which is the lower end of what they can possibly pay you. Now, where are the foreign guys in the house? 5,000 US dollars per year, converted to Naira per month. How much would that be per month in Naira? And then when you've done that, I want you to type a yes or no if that is a decent salary for you in this economy in Nigeria right now, for you to be earning for yourself. Okay. And if it is not a decent salary for you, you can just step out of this. This call is not for you. All right. This call is not for you. So what is 5,000 US dollars per year in Naira divided by 12? How much will it be? Will you be earning monthly, on a monthly basis? Who is helping us with that? Who is helping us with that? Where are the forex guys again that are doing the exchange? Where are they? Where are the forex guys? Who is helping me out? 625,000 Naira monthly. Tony, thank you very much. 625,000 Naira monthly. Now, is that a decent? I know it's not going to buy you houses in Lekki, all right? It's not going to buy you Lamborghini, but is that a decent salary for you to earn realistically in this economy right now? Yes or no? For you, not for everybody. Answer for yourself. Don't answer for another person. Talk for yourself. Oh, yes, it is, right? Fantastic. So if your answer is yes, then you are in the right place. Because this is what recruiters are doing. And in most cases, if you follow the correct channel, you may not even have to leave your own job. I remember my very first job working with a white man. after I finish my normal 9 to 5, in the night at around 11 p.m., that's when I start. That's when I resume work for the remote work. Okay, so and I get to work with white folks. We are in meetings and the likes like that. So you don't necessarily have to leave your own current job. And even at that, you can apply the skills that you have, not just working an extra job, but even on your current job. And that increases your value with your current employer. But let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead because we have a lot to talk about. As of right now that we're talking, there are a lot of job openings around data analytics, data science, business analysis. 35,000 plus to be precise, if you combine all of these career paths together on LinkedIn alone. Now, there are several other platforms where you can get jobs, okay? And I'll mention them. I didn't put it in my slide. So this is some of the things that I said I'll mention without it being in my slide. So pay attention. Apart from LinkedIn, you can get jobs on Adzuna. We work remotely, Indeed, JobGether, Remote Co, Micro1.ai, and so many other ones. And these ones, I just mentioned them off the top of my head. All right. So, but this abundance have created a specific opportunity, especially for Africans. But the reason that you don't have one of these jobs is that you don't carefully select. Okay, but before we even go into this, right? Let me quickly bring up my LinkedIn. Let me bring up my LinkedIn for you guys. Okay. Meanwhile, the reason I'm bringing you here is to show you what the opportunities look like on LinkedIn. So how many of you have a LinkedIn account? If you have a LinkedIn account, type LinkedIn in the chat. Ensure to fill out the attendance form, guys. If you've not done so already, fill out the attendance form. But meanwhile, if you have a LinkedIn account, type LinkedIn in the chat. Let me know. Type LinkedIn. Let me know you have a LinkedIn account. You want to hear the name of the website that I mentioned? Don't worry, I'll tell you again. Let's continue first off, okay? Because we don't have all day or all night here. All right. So type LinkedIn in the chat if you have a LinkedIn account. So mine is currently loading. Let it load. Okay. I'll also drop my link, the link to my profile in the chat. So if you want to connect with me, I'll be happy to connect with all of you in this session. All right. So now, the reason I am bringing you to LinkedIn is I want to show you what the opportunities are like, what the demand looks like practically on LinkedIn, so you see for yourself. All right. And in so doing, I will be inadvertently showing you how to search for a job. So if you're looking for remote opportunities, you're looking for international opportunities, not local opportunities on LinkedIn, how do you look for it? All right. How do you look for it? So for some reason, it's taking time to load. So let me see if I can fast track that. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can fast track it loading. Just give me a minute, guys. Let me see if I can fast track it. Just give me a minute. One moment. Let me see if I can fast track that. Well, guys, I want you to let me know. Are you enjoying the session so far? Are you enjoying the session so far? Fantastic. Now, confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can hear me. Okay, I think I fixed it now. It's all good. LinkedIn has loaded. Brilliant. So now, guys, before I go further, let me just paste my LinkedIn profile link in the chat. So whoever wants to connect with me, you can click that link, connect with me, send me a connect. I'll be happy to connect with you. All right. So the reason, like I said, that I am bringing you here to LinkedIn is to show you what the opportunities are like, especially around data related career paths. So, like I said, you are going to inadvertently learn how to look for a job, especially on LinkedIn. Now, guys, you want to come here to the search bar, okay, and type something like data analyst. Data analyst, okay, that's not how to spell data. Let me spell it very well. So, data analyst. Now, when you search for data analyst, all right, when you search for data analyst, okay, you want to click on jobs. I hope you can see my screen. Let me zoom in a little bit because this is serious stuff we're doing here. Okay, let me zoom in very well. I think it's better now. So you see jobs, right? You see jobs. Click on jobs. When you click on jobs, okay, it's going to show you anything data analyst jobs, anything data analyst job. Now, you want to change your location from Nigeria to EMEA. EMEA. EMEA means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Majority of the people, you want to search for a job, you first put Nigeria, you now change it, you put US, you now change it, you put Afghanistan, you change it again, you put Port Harcourt. You keep on changing it like that. It is stressful. What you should do is to put in EMEA. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense, guys? EMEA. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Brilliant. Now, EMEA, like I said, means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Now, you notice instantly that how many job results do I have here? How many open roles do I have here? Who can tell me this number here? Just for data analyst alone, I already have 13,000 plus results. 13,000. There is a need for 13,000 plus data analysts right now as we're having this conversation. And you are looking for just one of these roles. Yet it is difficult. Why? Okay, so the abundance of these roles simply makes it easy for people to get into, but it still seems impossible and hard. And that's because majority of us do not carefully select their career path to start. A lot of Africans fail before they even start. And the reason is you don't select strategically. You just select based on, oh, I think this sounds fantastic, so I'm gonna do it. It doesn't work that way, right? It does not work that way. I wish it did, but sadly it does not. So what you need to do is to actually sit down and think about the career path and select based on strategy. And that choice that you make is going to tell a lot, especially going into this final part of 2025 and 2026 onwards. So you need to be very careful. Now, what's the whole point? One of the things you want to do before you select this career path is to meet all these reasons. You must have a reason for selecting a career path. And your number one reason should be that it is easy to learn. Now, when I say easy to learn, I do not mean oh, you can be on the beach and with just your phone, you learn. In fact, you don't even need to concentrate. You don't need to lift a finger, you learn it. That's not what I mean by easy. Easy in the sense that regardless of your current industry, you can jump on this, and with your own dedication and showing up daily, you'll be able to learn it to a point where you can say, I know how to do this thing. My mentor used to tell me something. Okay. He said that hard things get easier every day. But do you know what the hard part is? The hard part is actually showing up every day. Okay. But if you can guarantee me that you show up as required, then what I can guarantee you is that this is going to be easy for you to learn. Okay. Now, number two is that it should be easy to transition. Now, easy to transition is not by what you feel, it is by what we just saw on LinkedIn, for example. And there are so many other job boards besides LinkedIn. Like I mentioned earlier, Zuna, Crossover, Micro1.ai, Indeed, JobGetter, We Work Remotely. All of these are job boards where you can look for jobs. Okay, so we've only looked at LinkedIn alone just now, and it was already 13,000 plus open roles. Now think about it for a second. if we have the time to go through all of the other job boards that I mentioned, the kind of opportunities you see them. So for that reason, the sheer abundance of these job roles make it easy to transition. And guess what? We already established this. Even the lower end of the kind of yearly salaries these recruiters abroad are willing to pay. Okay, and I used to call it they are taking advantage of us. But will you say that it is a bad thing if the advantage they are taking of people like us in Africa is earning you somewhere around 625,000 naira per month? I mean, would you prefer to be taken advantage of in that kind of circumstance? Okay, the choice is yours. So the salaries are, and this is the lower end, okay? In some cases, it can go even up to 20,000 US dollars per month, and 4 times that, okay? And like I said, yes, it may not buy you a house in Lekki in the first month, but I mean, compared to where you are now, most likely, that's a very huge upgrade, all right, for most people. So for that reason, that's why you want to look into the tech ecosystem, especially around data and AI. Now, what we've done here at Navient is that we looked at all of these job boards that I mentioned earlier. Okay, Glassdoor, CV Library, Indeed, Crossover, LinkedIn, all of them. And then we also looked at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report for 2025. Now, if you don't know what the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report is, I've put a link here in my slide. So when you get the slide, ensure to click on the link so you can see the full report. It's about 300 page plus. So I'm not going to go through 300 page plus in this session. So you go through that. Okay. But the highlight is this. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report is a report that is compiled after a meeting of top tier billionaires across the globe, captains of industries, thought leaders, very powerful politicians as far as world politics is concerned. They come together and they discuss what trajectory is the world moving towards in terms of jobs these days. And because of how good data is, data-centric roles are expected to boom by another 30 to 35% between now and the year 2030. That may be tricky to understand, right? Let me put it into perspective. Remember, we saw 13,000 plus jobs just on a random search right now. If you come back here 5 years down the line, when you do that same search, you are likely to get an additional 30 to 35%. So instead of 13,000, you may be seeing something around 17 to 20,000 open roles by that time. So the question is, where do I want to be? That's the question you need to ask yourself now. Where do I want to be in all of this come that time? Do I want to still be salivating on how I want to get into tech, or take action? Or I have taken action, earlier enough to be able to be one of the players in that market. So we looked at all of this and then we came up with these 3 career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis, that you should be looking at right now if you're an African. Guys, if you've not filled out the attendance form, it's right there in the chat. Click on that link, fill out the attendance form. I also sent in my LinkedIn profile. Ensure to, send me a connect. Let me connect with you and let's take it further from there on LinkedIn. All right. So data analytics, data science, business analysis, you should be looking at these 3 career paths, one of these 3 to get yourself started. All right. And let me go into what you need to do and a little bit of their differences, so you can let me know which one suits your kind of person. Now, for you to be, let me pick my laser up here. I think it would be nice to use a laser. Now, for you to be a data analyst, you need to be empowered and knowledgeable in these tools: Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio, and ChatGPT. Click on the link in the chat to fill your attendance form. If you write your name in the attendance, if you write your name in the chat, you are just, you will miss it. Oh, you will miss the attendance. That's not the attendance. Click on that link, all right, and fill out the attendance. Okay. Also connect with me on LinkedIn. Let's take it a step further. All right. So you need to learn Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and Looker Studio. On top of it, you top it up with ChatGPT. Okay. You have to know how to use AI these days. All right, to 10x your productivity. Now, Power BI, Tableau, and Looker Studio are very similar in terms of functionality and what you use them to achieve in the data space. As a data analyst, knowing all three of them puts you at a pedestal that projects you as a top talent when you are applying to these jobs. All right, it's not only you that's going to be in the market, so you need to have an edge over others. Okay, so this gives you that edge with our data analytics program. And your job as a data analyst is that you go into an organization, you get hold of their data, and you turn it into a nice looking dashboard that summarizes what happened within the data. Okay, guys, are we together? Are we together? Are we together, guys? Are we together? Give me a thumbs up. Show me a sign that we are together. Show me a sign. Show me a sign that we are together. Brilliant. Brilliant one. Brilliant one. Fantastic. I'm glad you're getting value. So, as a data scientist, your job is to go into an organization, okay, and take the data that they have. All right. People are saying they can't see my screen. If you can see my screen, type crystal clear so that people that cannot see my screen knows that the problem is from their own end, not from my own end. So if you can see my screen, type crystal clear in the chat so that those who cannot see my screen know that, oh, they have to look into their own network. So change your location, change your network, find somewhere else to, or just do something about your network, okay? Or you can leave the call and join back. Maybe that network is good, but leave the call and join back, and you should be able to see my screen, right? You can see majority of people are saying crystal clear, meaning my screen is crystal clear. All right. So now, what you need to do to become a data scientist, or your job is, you take the data of an organization and you help them predict into the future what is likely going to happen. What is likely going to happen. And for you to be able to do that, you need predictive analytics skills in Excel, you need skills in SQL, you need skills in data visualization, which is Tableau, you need Python skills, that's going to be your bread and butter. You also need GitHub. You need GitHub for version control because you'll be writing code, and ChatGPT. And I tell people that, look, with the advent of ChatGPT, you don't need to worry about memorizing codes these days. Really, your job is just to understand what the codes mean. You don't need to memorize it. In fact, you don't need to write codes most of the time. All right? You just need to correct one or two things there, know your code. The world has moved into actually solving problems rather than sitting there and writing code. When the calculator was invented, it felt like a cheat code. So I don't need to know my multiplication table anymore. Even as a student, right? I don't need to know some basic things. My calculator will do that for me. I don't need to fill up my head with my multiplication table. Such is the job of the AI to a data scientist, even a data analyst. There are some formulas, functions, codes that you may want to write. You don't need to fret anymore. AI can do that for you easily, and you then make use of it. So you have the time to focus on actually solving the problem rather than writing codes. So if you're thinking of becoming a data scientist, now is the best time. And then you have business analyst. Okay, as a business analyst, you are very similar to a project manager. Again, guys, fill the attendance form. I have said it times down, but you don't want to miss out. Fill the attendance form. It's in the chat. Click on that nice link. Fill it out. Okay. Now, as a business analyst, you are like a project manager, or you are a modern project manager. Let me explain. A project manager would wait until the end of a project to make presentations to stakeholders. A business analyst would employ what we call the agile methodology of project management, where projects are delivered incrementally, following a milestone style instead of all at once at the end of the project. So, with a business analyst, you can stick to a specific deadline and still make changes on the fly. On top of that, as a business analyst, recruiters these days, before it was not like this, but nowadays, recruiters have started to ask for data related skills, even from a business analyst. So for that reason, we included Excel, SQL, and Power BI in our business analysis program. So that caters to your data literacy need in the job market as a business analyst. Okay, because you have roles, very funny roles like business data analyst, and then you're confused. Are they looking for a business analyst or a data analyst? So those are the tricks some of these recruiters play these days. You also need to learn Miro for process mapping. You need to learn Jira, Azure DevOps, Draw.io, and also ChatGPT to document stuff, come up with certain things. You don't need to stress yourself, writing documents or collating documents in a format that you need. AI can do that for you. All right. So now I want to know, having said this, which of these career paths do you want to get into? I know you filled something in the chat. Okay, you filled something in the chat already. I mean, in the attendance form, if you've already filled the attendance form, and you can see it in the chat. So I want to know now. Okay, and if perhaps what you now want is different from what you filled in the attendance form, don't worry. Okay, just let me know in the chat now. I'm telling you to type it now in the chat. Which one do you want? Do you want to be a data scientist or a data analyst or a business analyst? Which do you want? Let's keep it coming. Let us keep it coming. Let us keep it coming. Fantastic one. Great. Now, you need to take steps, real steps. Right now, you need to start learning. Okay, you choose a career path, you start learning. All right, and then you move into branding yourself. Now, I cannot overemphasize branding. Okay, these days, social media does the trick. If you're opening a business, you need social media. You can't thrive without social media these days. Such is the case of the one who is looking for opportunities, especially global opportunities, right? You need to be able to project yourself very well. Number one is your CV. Your CV has to be assessed, and you need to keep in mind that your CV goes into any company before you. So your CV has to represent you on paper. Am I correct, guys? You also need your LinkedIn profile to be optimized. Take a look at mine. Okay, for those of you who took a look at my LinkedIn page, all right, you'll see your LinkedIn page should be even better than that. Then you need a portfolio of projects, one place where you have your projects that you've done that you can share the link. Okay, sort of like a website. Okay, a website portfolio. You need that. You also need to skill up in Upwork. Your Upwork profile helps you land. Upwork is a platform just like the other ones that I mentioned that helps you land remote tech roles, especially for US based, recruiters. There are so many of them there, that could hire you for the skills that you have. You also have mentorship, lifetime interview preparation, job references, and on-the-job support here at Nebiat Analytics under our branding package. And then finally, you need to be able to effectively apply to jobs. Now, let me ask a question real quick. How many of you are currently applying to jobs and you are getting rejection emails? Oh, those emails. Unfortunately, we regret to inform you that we are moving on with other candidates who we we deem more suitable to the role. How many of you have seen those kind of email or are currently getting those kind of emails after applying to jobs? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat box. How many? Somebody call it love letters. Okay, I think I'll start calling it love letters now. So how many of you are getting those nice love letters? Fantastic. I got a fair share of mine. Okay, I got a fair share of mine. But let me tell you the secret behind those things that you are receiving. Let me tell you the secret today. Whenever you hit that apply button, and I want you to listen to me very carefully, very attentively. Whenever you hit the apply button, your CV does not go directly to a HR's desk. Your CV goes to a computer, a robot, an AI machine called the ATS, Applicant Tracking System. The applicant tracking system has just one job. It takes your CV and the assigned job description and it does a match. After doing a match, it then scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100, depending on how much it matches. If your CV scores anything below 90%, it sends you an automated rejection email 5 days after you applied, so that you don't get a heart attack or you don't get you don't start thinking of harming yourself or being depressed. If not, it would have been as you are hitting the apply button, get your rejection emails. Normally that's how it should be, but they want to simulate an actual somebody, a human being, checking your CV out, so they delay it. And only a few people go to the next stage. So that's the job of the ATS. So in your mind, oh, somebody's checking my CV. When they check, they'll reach out. And then you get, unfortunately, we are sorry to inform you that you will not be proceeding to the next stage of the interview because we found more suitable candidates. And you're like, upon all the work I've done so far, I'm not suitable. And that's the truth. So the few of them that go through the HR probably get interviewed and one of them gets the job, or depending, it could be 2, 3, depending on how many they want to hire at that point in time. So how do you get past the ATS? The ATS means applicant tracking system. All right, Bola, applicant tracking system. Okay, so it does the job match for you and then scores your CV and decides whether to. In fact, let me share this funny experience I had. I applied to this job one time during my early days. I applied to this job, and immediately after I hit the apply button, I got an email. I was thinking it's those, when you apply, you get an email immediately confirming your application. So I thought it was those emails. Usually, I even just skip it. But I said, let me even look at this one. I opened it and I saw that it was a rejection email they sent immediately. It was very funny to me. All right. So I thought maybe it's a glitch in their system, but that was the ATS at work. It could be that the person that programmed the ATS mistakenly put the rejection email or did not send, either they mistakenly put the rejection email as the confirmation email, or they did not set how many days the ATS should delay sending me the rejection email. So I got it immediately. Okay, only for me to receive that same email the next day again. So it felt like as if, oh, Mohammed, in case you missed that first one we sent, oh, okay, take this one. Just we didn't make a mistake. So this is your actual rejection email. So it felt very funny, all right, at that time, but it just goes to confirm that your CV does not go to a recruiter when you hit the apply button. It goes to that robot first. And that's how recruiters are able to manage thousands of applications without doing anything. The ATS does it for them and gives them, out of like 3,000 applications, you could have only 20 CVs that pass. 20 out of 3,000. Okay, so you need to, so the bone of contention is, how do you get past the ATS, for example? You need a personal ATS yourself that will do the match for you and suggest where to improve your CVs. You have websites that can help you do that. Okay, and you can also build one yourself using AI. All right, using AI. So the keywords, you don't come up with it yourself. The AI will come up with the keywords for you. In some cases, the AI can even revamp your CV for you. But I don't usually recommend that. You can use it to do the job match and get recommendation, but you use your hand to put those things in your own CV and you apply to the job. So if you don't do that, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are wasting your time. You're going to be applying to jobs for a very long time, and you're likely not going to get anyone until you give up. All right. So moving along, guys. Let's move along. Moving along, guys. Esther did these three things. She started learning. She branded herself. She attended all her classes. The ones she missed, she went back to the recording to watch it and went back to ask questions. So she completed all her tasks. She applied to these jobs and she was able to land her first role as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. Okay. And there are so many more persons. You have Ugochi. Ugochi was becoming a mom at some point in time. She decided, you know what, let me step out of the workforce for a couple of years. Now, on getting back to continue work, she didn't want to continue where she left off. She wanted something more. She decided to try tech. And that was the beginning of her own story for her. Okay, so she chose one of our programs here at Nebiant Analytics. This was February this year. And fast forward, in June 2025, she got her first role as a business analyst working with Marriott Consulting. Okay, coming from somebody who once struggled with imposter syndrome. How many of you know what imposter syndrome is? How many of you know what imposter syndrome means? Just type yes in the chat if you know what it is. Okay. So coming from somebody like that, and this is Mary as well. She stumbled upon us on Instagram. She was looking to get remote jobs, and then she joined one of our programs, and now she's currently on a 6 month internship, and that has a clause to get her a long-term contract depending on her performance. And this is her second internship after joining our program. And there was something she normally says. She says that, Mohammed, when I got that job, I was told that 3,000 people applied to the job. So I think it's not as if I'm special. It is the CV you guys gave me that pulled me in. And then I told Mary, you did your own part of showing up daily. You did your own bit. So don't downplay it. Don't downplay it. While it is true that the CV we gave you may have an impact, okay, you also did your own part. Okay, so celebrate yourself for that. So that was Mary. You also have Oluwaseun Ojo. Oluwaseun Ojo used to work in a microfinance bank as a risk officer. He joined one of our programs. In fact, before he joined the program, I was invited for one, physical event where I spoke. I was one of the keynote speakers. Oluwaseun asked me questions in that particular session. Now, the reason I love to talk about Oluwaseun is this. He asked me so much question, and I gave him so much answers that I did not know that Oluwaseun was a person that was ready to work as of that time. So he didn't even wait till he started the program with us. After that event, he started applying the things that I told him, and he started getting the attention of recruiters even before his program started. Until today, he still consults his trainers here at Nebiant Analytics for one or two things. Okay, till date. So Oluwaseun has gotten so many gigs, okay, and currently works with Your Innovations Plug. And this was since as of March 2025. Okay, and there are so many more people, so many more. You have Grace, you have Lebra Lawale, you have Helene Okad. These are people like, for example, Lebra was able to transition she was able to transition into tech. Helene Okai is a graduate of biology from the university. She transitioned into becoming a marketing data analyst. Um, Grace told us that she used to be an ordinary computer operator, okay, at a small insurance company like that. So these are people who have moved from where they were to where they want to be. And as a Nebiant participant, for every student that passed through Nebiant, all these 4 things you can see on my screen, you are entitled to them. You are entitled to a lifetime interview preparation. So anytime you have an interview coming up, you can reach out to us, and at no extra cost, at no additional cost, you'd get prepared for that interview. You also get a lifetime access to all your training materials, even after the program has ended. You also get a lifetime access to recommendation letters and all these things that I'm calling lifetime. All you need to do is just reach out and you get them after your program, even after your program has ended officially. You just have a lifetime alumni mentorship where you're not just getting, we not just post jobs for you to apply to. Okay, we also meet with you once in a while to check on you to ensure that you are, you are continue to grind. So it's a 4-month journey, 100% online. First 3 months you use it to learn, and the final 1 month you use it in our internship program. Classes are on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 3 hours. This is on paper. If need be, the instructor usually extends depending on the need for that particular class. So, but on paper, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. normally. On Sundays, you then get what we call preparatory self-paced videos. We call it DID videos, do as I do. These videos are meant to prepare you on Sundays and through the week ahead of your next class the following Saturday. And during the week, we meet with you, but I don't call them classes because on Tuesday evenings, 9 to 10 p.m., you have what we call the technical support session. This session is meant to help you alleviate any issues you may have. So if you have any problems, any questions that may require presenting your screen or, and what have you, you can solve them in that session with your instructor. And then on Thursdays, it is strictly mentorship, no technical stuff, mentorship, 9 to 10 p.m. on Thursdays. Now, all these sessions will be recorded as you are attending it for future purposes for you to make reference to them in future. So even after the program has ended, you'll be able to access these materials to your own advantage. All right. And you'll be using 2 learning platforms. You would use your Google Classroom, and this is the secret behind providing a lifetime access to our training programs to you. And you also have preparatory videos on our bespoke learning management system, where you get to watch the preparatory videos ahead of class so that you get prepared. The idea behind this is by the time you come to class, you are not a total blank page, okay, attending that particular class. And the full brochure is right here in the slide, so you can do well to click on the link when you get the slide so that you can see the full brochure, everything in more details. I'd love to go through it, but guess what? I'm sure you don't want to stay here all night long. All right, so you get to build fantastic projects to put in your portfolio. Okay, let me quickly show you guys what a portfolio looks like so that you can just take a sneak peek. So a portfolio, because I know I've been mentioning portfolio, let me show you what it looks like. It's like your personal website. It's a personal website for yourself. So you create it and you have lifetime access to it. Okay, you have lifetime access to it. All right, give me a second. You have lifetime access to it. So something like this, okay, like a website, not like it is a website, that talks about you and shows your projects. You can click on view projects. It takes you to the project page. So a recruiter can come here now and take a sneak peek at some of the projects you've done so far. And a recruiter who sees this kind of portfolio is always moved to at least have a conversation with you. They're already impressed. They just need a conversation with you to get you hired. All right. So a recruiter who sees this from you, God help them. Okay, so that's usually the conversation. So you get to build more projects. I've also included some of our student projects here in the slides. So do well to click on them and look at some of the fantastic portfolios that our students have been able to create so far in this particular program. Now, our next class is starting on the 4th of October 2025. 4th of October 2025. Now,
Hello everybody. Good evening. Okay, while we wait for Mohammed to join us back, I would like to confirm if you have filled out the attendance form. So if you have not filled out the attendance form, I'll be posting it again so you can fill it out. So you can just take out time to fill out the attendance form. Okay, Mohammed will be joining us shortly. Thank you for your patience. All right, thank you very much, Francis. God's power. Thank you very much. Okay, so to get the slides, all you need to do is fill out the attendance form. You will get the slide and the recording of this particular session. Okay, if you have filled out the form, that's totally fine. Okay, you can just sit back, reflect on what Mohammed has talked about, becoming a data analyst and a data scientist and also a business analyst. So if you have any questions for now, you can drop it in the chat box. Immediately when he comes back, he is definitely going to answer all your questions. If you have any question whatsoever, you can drop it in the chat box. There'll also be a Q&A session after he has finished his presentation. So you get the opportunity to speak with him directly, and then you get your question answered as well. All right, I can see your messages in the chat. Thank you for filling out the form. If you have not, this is an opportunity for you to fill it out. I'll be dropping it again in the chat. Yes, all the slides, the recording will be sent, and you also have access to the course brochure, all the testimonials that was made. Every single thing will be available in the slides. Okay, so make sure to fill it out and then you get access to that. All right, I'll be posting the attendance form again so you would get access to that. Thank you very much.
all right. Hello, guys. Can we hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ineze, for that. So I'll just go back to sharing my screen. A tiny little glitch there, but thankfully I was able to solve it. And we're back. Okay, we're almost done. All right, we're almost done, and you guys get to, we'll get to start to interact, to ask me questions, and the like. So let me share my screen one more time, then we can go ahead with this session. Okay, let me know once you can see my screen so that we can fire on. Let me know once you can see my screen so that we can fire on. Let me know once you can see my screen so we can fire on. All right, so our next cohort is starting on the 4th of October. And I was saying, how many people are ready to get started? Okay, somebody said crystal clear. Fantastic. Progress, Solomon. If you can't see my screen, then the issue is most likely from your end. Okay, the issue is most likely from your end. So I think that majority of the others can see my screen. Guys, confirm once again if you can see my screen, just so I know that we're okay. Fantastic, great. So crystal, brilliant. So on the 4th of October 2025, you can get yourself started. But the question is, how can you get yourself started? Okay, that's the big question. How can you get yourself started? So let's listen attentively so you know all the things you need to get started. Okay. Now, okay, Donald, you've already enrolled. Brilliant, fantastic, brilliant. Congratulations once again. Now, for you to get into one of our programs, either data analytics, data science, business analysis, the standard fee for the program is 350,000 naira. For those of you who are in this call right now, you would not be paying 350,000. You'd get a discount of 100,000 naira. So you only need to pay a total amount of 250,000 naira. As if that is not enough, you can break this down into a possible 3 installment plan. 85,000 to get yourself started in October, 85,000 1 month after, and then 80,000 the following month. In the space of 3 months, you can break down this discounted fee. All you need to do is to send us a direct transfer to our Kuda bank account 3002648016 and send me a DM 0703-215-8619 so that I can walk you through the next steps in your enrollment process personally. Okay, personally, I would walk you through the process. All right. And for those of you who really want to benefit from the discount, because the discount does not last long. Okay, the moment we close from this session, the discounted spot is gone. Okay, and we revert back to the normal prices. So what you need to do now while it lasts is you can actually secure that discount with a commitment fee of 30,000 naira right now. You secure your spot so that before classes start on the 4th of October, all you need to do is just to top up to meet up with that first installment of 85k. Meaning if I pay 30k now, okay, I only need 55,000 naira to start the class. That's all. Okay, and then you can continue like that. All right, so before this call ends, you can secure your spot with 30,000 naira. And all you need to do is send me a DM. I'll walk you through the process. You can also send a DM to 0701 564 7028. 0701 564 7028 with the proof of payment, and you would be directed to the next step of your enrollment process. Now, for the first 10 people to secure their discount, I have something extra for you. Okay, I have something extra for you. I have a resource that I'll share with you. You get an early access to that even before your classes start. Okay, even before your classes start, you get an early access to that particular resource. The resource is how to build a portfolio in 1 hour. You build a website portfolio in 1 hour without writing any single line of code. You build that from scratch, and then you can continue to update it as you complete projects. So only first 10 people get that. So once you secured your spot, ensure to send a DM to 0701 564 7028 or 0703 215 8619. Anyone is okay. So I'll go on to start taking questions. Okay, I'll start taking questions for, let's say, the next 30 minutes max, and we can start to call it a day and shut down this discount. Okay, is the training online or on site? Online. Okay, Chris. Oh no, not Chris. Chidi. Chidi, you probably joined the session late. That's why you're asking. I mentioned that it is 100% online, and the reason for that is very simple. It allows us to bring to you the best experts across Africa. So we are not confined to experts within a particular locality. That's one. Number two is you also have colleagues who are joining from various parts of Nigeria, various parts of the continent, and even the world. Okay, people joining from the UK, from North America, want to benefit from this. So having a physical class would deprive a lot of people from that. And number three is that we are preparing you for remote jobs. Okay, except you don't have any plan working remotely, then I would even say this course is likely not for you. All right. So if you're getting these skills, your target and focus should even be to work remotely. Okay, so for these three reasons, our classes are 100% online. So regardless of where you are, just the way you join this call, you can actually join the class as well. All right. So I hope that answers your question. So let me see if there are any other questions in the chat. So I'll take I can see some people's hands are up. So I'll take the hands in a little bit, but let me first take those in the chat that I can see. Is the 250K for 3 programs or for each? For each, all right, for each. Let me see if there's another question. What's the cost? Okay, I think I've answered that. So let me start taking people's hands. So if I call your name, you can unmute your mic and speak to me. If I have not called your name, please do not unmute your microphone, please and please, so that we can maintain decorum. So I'm going to allow you guys to speak to me now, but only if I mention your name. All right, only if I mention your name. So let me see. Okay, some people ask questions in the chat as well. Would it be easy to comprehend from the online class? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's because the experts that are going to be training you are people who have mastered the art of online training. So it's going to feel like a physical class. I mean, look at how we're having this discussion right now. It's going to feel like a physical class. You're going to be able to raise up your hand and ask questions, just like as I'm going to allow people to unmute now and speak to me. So it's going to be a two-way discussion. All right. And then that way we can go ahead with imparting the knowledge on you, Bola. Adedoku is saying, why is the cost that much considering the students? So are you a student? Speak for yourself, because guess what? A lot of people have secured their spots already. Okay, some of them are students. All right, so speak for your own self. Okay, so that I know how to help you. All right, and if you say, why is the cost that much? The cost of not doing this is even more. Let me tell you how more. You have rent to pay. Okay, you have rent to pay. You have what else? You're gonna feed. Okay, you're gonna pay bills. Now, are prices going down or going up? How much did you pay for rent the last 2 years? How much are you paying now? If you want to move from where you are now to where you want to be permanently, how much would you pay now? Apart from rent, a lot of other things, prices are going up. So the cost of bearing with those bills, I want you to quantify it to the cost of investing in yourself to get skills that nobody will take away from you. All right. When CBEX came, A lot of people jumped on CBEX. Nobody complained that CBEX was expensive. All right. People put their life savings in CBEX only for CBEX to go away without any explanation. All right. So it's normal. I'm not shocked. Okay. I'm not shocked. A lot of people see, you go online, you see GLE, you want to drive GLE, you want to buy a GLE. You don't complain about the price of GLE online. Okay. But something like this that can put you on a pedestal to be able to afford a GLE for yourself, you're asking why is the price so much? So it depends. Do you want to pay the price or you want to pay the costs? Choice is yours. All right. So let me start taking people in the people who have raised their hands. So if I mention your name on mute, please, if I don't mention your name, do not unmute. So the person I have here is Isoma Marian. So you're the first person on my list. So go ahead and unmute and speak to me if that's your intention of raising your hand. Isoma Marian. Okay, so that's 2 seconds past. So I doubt if your intention was to speak. So let me go to CSO. So I have CSO. Is that your real name though? CSO. Go ahead and ask a question. Okay, so I'm not sure if CSO also wanted to speak to me. Let's see. Let's go to the next person then. Jeremiah. Go ahead, your question.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Jeremiah. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Okay, so does this course, are we doing data science, data analytics, and business analysis in 4 months, or we're picking one of the courses?
Or you pick one, actually. You pick one. Okay. Even if you come and say you want to do all three, I'll advise you not to do all three. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you do one and then you get a job in that one. Then you start looking at how you want to upskill to the second one. So that's how to do it, so that you don't end up learning and then you learn endlessly. Okay. A lot of people get stuck in that cycle, so you don't want to find yourself in there. I hope that answers the question.
Yes. Okay. And is it possible to, okay, for me now, like I'm interested in business analysis, and
All right.
and you said the course is 4 months. Is there a way that it can be condensed into like 3 months, 2 months?
Okay, so the actual learning process is for 3 months. Okay,
Okay.
you do internship after that. So if you want to partake in the internship, that's fine. If not, it's still fine. So the core thing is that you learn all the things that are required. Okay, and you are able to, you are able to, perform the job when it's required. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. So would that be all, or you have more questions?
I think that'll be all for now.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So have you sent me a DM though? I know I've received some DMs now. I don't know if you're one of them.
No, not yet. I was just waiting to clarify things first before I proceed.
All right. So we'll be expecting your DM tonight then, so that probably before we drop off this call, so that you don't miss out on the discounts. Is that fine?
Okay. Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. All right, it's a pleasure. Next person on my list here is Chidi. So Chidi, you can go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Okay, good evening, Mohammed. Please, mine is the discounts, can't it be extended to next weekend? Please, just asking for myself. Thank you.
All right. So is there a reason why you need the extension? or you just want it extended?
Yeah, the reason is because the way I don't know, my business, as a way I get money from there, and I can't really pay now until it's Friday. That's the reason I can pay on Friday. I don't have cash on me. There's a way I collect money from my business.
Okay. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Here's the thing though, as for the discounts, it may not be available by that time. Okay, but what I want you to do, Chidi, is at least send me a DM. Okay, and short send a DM to 0703 215 8619, or you send it to 0701 564 7028. So any of these numbers, send a DM, mention the same thing mentioned to me now, so that if at all, okay, there is an extension, you will still be able to get the discount. But aside that, I cannot guarantee you anything, because officially the discount is closing once this call ends. Okay, but did you get that?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. So number next person is James Nanretz. James, go ahead, please. Okay, so I doubt if James is here with us. Let's go to Shegun. Go ahead, Shegun, with your question. Yeah, Shegun, I thought you unmuted just now. Go ahead with your question, please. You have the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, thank you for the privilege. Good
It's
evening.
a pleasure. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask if we'll be getting a certificate of completion when we're done with the course.
Absolutely, absolutely. You get a certificate. If you go to our page on LinkedIn, you see so many of our students and their certificates. Just search Nebiant Analytics and click on posts. And keep on scrolling. You'd see so many of our students, what they've done, and also their certificates. All right. So you'll be getting
Okay,
one as well at the end of
okay,
this training.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. All right. So I'm assuming you've already secured your spots, if I'm correct, Shagun.
Not really, no. Just still looking into it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
since you're looking into it, what exactly are you looking into? Is it the program?
Data science.
Okay, data science. Why data science
Yeah,
though? Why are you interested in data science?
I just love it.
Fantastic. Great. So it means you don't mind writing Python codes, and the likes.
No, 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 I don't. I don't.
Fantastic one. So,
Yeah.
since you said you're looking into it, I mean, for how long are you gonna be doing that? Given that the discount is up tonight.
No, it's not about the discount. It's not a biggie. I'm just
Okay.
looking into it, just to know where, just to get your head at the right place. You know that okay,
Mm.
this is the one for you. This is where
Oh,
you want to be. Because looking back, I've developed skills on SQL,
yeah.
Python. I've been looking into this thing for like a while back. So,
Okay.
just trying to see how you are going to be running the program is what I'm looking at. Just to see if I'll be able to get what I want from Nebiant Analytics. You get my
Okay.
point,
So
yeah?
yeah, I get your point, 100%. So how do you intend, coming to a conclusion with that? Do you understand my question?
Sorry, can you come again? The network was a bit
Okay,
shaky.
okay. Okay, all right. So you mentioned that you're looking into it to exactly see how Nebians can get you what you want, which makes absolute sense. So I was asking, how do you intend, investigating or coming to the conclusion that okay, I think I want to go with Nebians?
Me, I feel like theoretical learning is not the way for me. I feel like the practical work is the sure thing. So I want to know how you run your practical classes.
Oh,
Since they're
yeah.
online, yeah,
How is it practical, right? Very good
yeah,
question. Now you're talking. So let me share my screen. Let me show you how it goes. Now, once you register for the program, you get onboarded into you joined the session early, right? Or did you come late?
yeah. I joined late. I joined late.
Okay. I'm not sure when you joined. Can you remember what I was talking about when you joined? I just want to know around what time you joined.
Okay, I joined when you're talking about the skills you need to learn for the three.
Okay. All right, 3 programs. All right.
Yeah.
So now, when you get into either of the programs, you get onboarded into this platform. It's called the Google Classroom. Now, this is the secret behind we being able to provide all your resources um, lifetime for you. So these are current classes that are ongoing and older classes. So you can see people who joined. This class. You can see
Mm,
C1224. That is the December cohort for 2024. So the
mm,
student that enrolled for this class still have access to this class because it's existing. Okay,
okay.
but let me show you the kind of project that you get to work on. Let me show you one of the. You said data science, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at one of the data science classes that are running. So this is the latest class. These guys just started this September 9th. I think they've done like maybe 1 or 2 classes as of now. So let's look at the kind of project they worked on. So that will give you an insight into how the classes run. So yeah, they've done their first Excel class. So let me even take you through the journey. So the very first class is going to be an onboarding session. So the things you need to know, how the program is going to run, some other details will be shared in this session. And this is the recording. So it means if you missed the class, you can come
Mm.
here and watch the recording, and it's there for life. See,
Oh.
that's the recording. Yeah, it's going to be there for life. Except if you lose your own email, but as for
Mm.
from our own end, it's going to be here. Nothing's going to touch it. All right. Then
Yeah.
this is the technical support session. So in this particular session, it will be discussed what you need to install, how you need to prepare. So if you still have issues on Tuesdays, you'll have this technical support session where you get assistance. Then the following weekend, you have your first Excel class. Now let me show you what the material looks like. You can see the class, you have class material, you have login details. If you want to go into the class, you just come here, click on it, and click on this link. Just the way you join the school, you join that class. This is the class material. Let me show you what the class material looks like. So that gives you insight to how practical the class really is. Okay, and probably I could play the recording for you so you can sort of like experience the class a little bit. So this is what the class material looks like. So taken by one of our experts in-house, Ujo Caleb. A little bit of table of content, introduction to Microsoft Excel, yada yada yada. You won't waste time here much, and then you go into a case study. Now, for this
Mm.
case study, you're going to be working for a brand called Freshmart Global. Freshmart Global is a fictional multinational grocery retailer headquarters in London with operations across North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Established in 1985, the company has grown to over 1,200 stores worldwide and focuses on providing affordable, high-quality groceries, fresh produce, household items, with increasing competition, rising operational costs, and changing customer behaviors. Freshmart wants to leverage Excel-based analytics and dashboards to improve decision making, track KPIs, and optimize business operations. These are their products. The objectives are there. You download the data set here. Okay, and then you get to build a report that looks something like this, practically in that class.
But sorry,
Okay.
if you don't mind me asking, that dashboard was created with Excel.
Yeah, Microsoft Excel. This one is even small. Okay, this is, if you are wowed by this, let me show you another one. Let me quickly show you another one. Okay, let me show you another one. You won't believe it was built in Excel. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
All right.
Excel. Let me open up Excel. So let me open up Excel. You would see an Excel dashboard. You think it was done in Tableau. Okay, you think it was Tableau that was used to build it. This is your Microsoft Excel. Okay, your normal Microsoft Excel. This particular dashboard was built in Excel.
Oh,
Can
I
you-
saw this your portfolio.
Exactly. So it was built in Excel, not Power BI, not what do you call it, Tableau. So these are charts. You can see them moving. All right. So
Oh, this is fantastic.
exactly. So, and you're going to build it from scratch. Now, if at all you are not able to complete the dashboard in that class within that 3 hours, apart from the fact that you get the recording to the class, you'd also get a sort of like a completion video. So at your own leisure time, you can now relax, complete the dashboard, and then you post it on LinkedIn. So as you're learning, you're building, you are posting on LinkedIn. You're already creating your own personal brand and your footprint, your social proof. So you then have a technical support session on Tuesday. Okay, where if you have any issues, oh, I was trying to do this, it didn't work for me, this and that, you settle it in this session. Now, if at all you cannot even attend this session to ask your question, you will have a WhatsApp group where you can actually complain in real time, and there will be a dedicated class coordinator, and even the facilitator will be there, so they can see your complaints and they will take actions as swiftly as humanly possible. So the following week, this class just starts. So they've had just their first, just started rather. This is the September class. So they had their technical support. You can see important materials. These ones will be provided to you even, the first day of your class, of your program starting. So LinkedIn optimization, so you can optimize your LinkedIn anytime. This is the portfolio creation. So you want to create a portfolio. That same portfolio I showed you. This is the video here. You create the portfolio.
So even with the practicals, you are already creating your own portfolio with your
you create
practical
your
work.
so the thing is, you want to, the earlier the better. When you create your portfolio like that, all you will then be doing afterwards is updating it. You just be updating the portfolio as you are creating. So you can have the link permanently on your LinkedIn, on your CV. So as you're updating it, you don't need to change the link again. It's already there. Anybody who goes there will see the latest portfolio. And then you can book a one-on-one interview preparation session. So if you have an interview coming up, you just come here. And this is the reason why we also give you a lifetime access to this particular class. So let's say I have a job interview coming up. I just come here, click on this link. I can book a session with an expert. And once I book that session, all I need to do is to keep that date and join the session, and you meet somebody to prepare you for that interview. If at all the time that is available here does not suit you, for example, I can book, this is Thursday, I can book for tomorrow, I can book a session for Friday, I can book for Monday. If at all, let's say my interview is, let's say, tomorrow, and I need an interview prep, like right now, all I need to do is to contact my class coordinator, and they'll make that happen as fast as possible. Okay, but the advice is that you want to book ahead of time. So you book, I can click on here now, book a session. You can see 10 a.m., 10:30. Look at the time slots that I can book. From 10 a.m. up to like 4:30, I can book a session, a 30-minute session, with the instructor. So that's pretty much what it is. Okay, that's what it feels like. So the resources are there for you to use. Um, so just to show you how it looks like. Okay. So I don't know if that sheds a little bit of light.
Yeah, thank you for that, and you really answered my question. Even there was even a question I even had in mind too, because
Okay.
you know, most data analysts, most data scientist job, they
Yeah.
always have data analytics skills too. And I see
Mhm.
that this program too is covering it too, and that is
Absolutely.
beautiful. I see that
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're a
thank you
sharp
for
guy. You know, I say
thank
you're
you
a
for.
sharp
Why is that?
because for people like yourself, you won't wait until your program is done before you start applying to jobs. So once you complete Excel, SQL, and Tableau in the data science program, you can start fighting with data analysts for their own jobs.
Mm.
All right. So you start applying to data analyst jobs because you already have the skills that are sufficient enough for you to take on those jobs. So you start applying, you have projects on these jobs, you start applying to the jobs. So you don't wait until the end of the program. Even for data analysts, the guys that go for data analysts, once you complete Excel and Power BI, you can start applying to jobs. You don't wait until your program ends. So that
Yeah.
as you are in the program, you can start getting interviews and you'll be prepared for these jobs on the go. Some of our students have gone on to get jobs while they are still learning. So it can happen for you too. Uh, so that's pretty much it. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope
Thank you for your help.
all
You,
right.
you really helped me a lot tonight.
Great, great. So I'll be expecting your DM anytime from now. All right.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Fantastic. Yeah. And for those of us who have sent me, I can see some people even try flashing me. Um, if you send a WhatsApp DM, don't call. Okay, please. If you have sent me a DM already, don't worry. At the end of this session, once I drop off this call, I will be responding to you. And if you also sent me a connection invite on LinkedIn, I'll also be accepting it after I drop off this call as well. All right. So next person is, so let me see. I have somebody's asking a question in the chat. I have something, I don't know what that word is. I can use that to create. I have Behance. What does Behance mean? I can use that to create portfolio. So you use Google Sites, okay, to create portfolio. Not seeing the number on WhatsApp. Okay, so which number exactly? 0703-215-8619 or 0701 5647028. Okay, so any of these two numbers, if anyone you find on WhatsApp, you can text it. Okay, voila. All right, so next person is it's already 9:33, so I'm planning on leaving this place. All right, so that we don't sleep here, guys. Favor, what are your question, please?
All right, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, sir. So I have two questions to ask. So,
Fantastic.
payment plan for payment.
Go
So,
ahead.
what would be the fate of somebody if I should make the payments for the first instrumental payment, the second one, then I could not meet up for the last one? What will be my fate?
Hmm.
Like, what's going to
No,
happen if I cannot pay the last instrumental payment?
yeah, that's a very good question, Favor. Um, it's a very funny question also. Do you know why? Do you know why it's a very
Right,
funny
sir.
question? It's funny because it sounds like you're planning to run away, right? Is that your plan?
No, sir.
All right, I'm just joking. Okay.
Okay.
So for most people that we've seen that are able to go through the first and second installments, they usually go on
Okay.
to complete the third installment. Okay. Now, if at all there is anything that would cause a delay, okay, so that you don't get kicked out of the class, you want to communicate upfront, okay, what the situation is. All right. And that situation will be reviewed by your program coordinator, and they will help you ensure that you get the best value. So it's now our own joy to see you leave, okay, or to kick you out of class. That's not why we set this up. Okay, so what you want to do is, if let's say you're going to default by, let's say, 1 or 2 days, for example, just communicate beforehand so that you don't get yanked off the session. Okay, so that's
Okay.
pretty much what you need to do, favor. So no need to be scared. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my second question, are we going to be needing a system for the training, and is it going to require internet access like
Absolutely.
data?
Absolutely. So, the way the program is designed to mimic you already doing the job. And to do the job, you need a system, you need access to internet. All right. So, you're going to need a system, you're going to need access to internet, you're going to need access to power. So, here's the thing. If you don't have a system, or let me even ask, do you have a system right now?
No, sir.
All right, brilliant. So, here's what you need. Okay, you need access to a system. So do you have anybody, maybe a close relative or a close friend, that you can actually use that system maybe on weekends, uh, to ensure to join the class,
I do.
once in a while during the week, to ensure you can practice?
Yes,
Fantastic.
I do.
Great. So you want to leverage that, all right, so that not
Okay.
having a system right now is not the reason why you don't get to benefit from this. Okay, so you can actually do that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. So am I gonna be seeing your DM then tonight?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant, brilliant. You are the kind of person I love to work with. Okay, some people tell me, "Oh, I don't have system. There's nobody I have to go to use a system, to borrow their system." Okay, and
Okay.
I really can't help those kind of people. But I like your kind of person, persistent and resilient. So I would love to work with you. All right,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
it's a pleasure. So I'm expecting your DM anytime now.
All right.
All right, so next person on my list, let's see, that is Hannah.
Yeah. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Ahmad. Yeah, fine. Please, I have some few questions that I want to
Okay.
ask. Initially, this is not my first class. I joined the first class already. They were to start for September cohorts. But what
Oh,
happened was the money I was expecting did not come
okay,
at time. And that
okay.
you lose that opportunity. So it's so very, very painful. Unfortunately
Yeah,
for the October, I
yeah.
also have other exams to write.
Wow.
So, and during those periods, I will also have time. I will also need enough time to read for the
Exactly.
exam that I will be writing.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, okay, is there another cohort after the October or till next year? Because I don't know how I would navigate and around that, because the exam I'll be writing will take much of my time and much of my time. So
Yeah,
I don't know how to match the two together. Then again, I want to ask, in a case whereby somebody is really interested,
yeah,
there's something you have passion for, but
yeah.
the amount and the instrumental payment is not something you can pay at once. Okay, for instance, now say 200, and the person feels probably a monthly salary is 60,000, and maybe out of 6,000, she's ready to release 40,000.
Okay.
Looking at the economy of the country now, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, if person be like, okay, I know this training is for 250. Maybe based on your instrumental payment, you have to pay 3 times. What if person say, okay, please, I can only afford to pay like 4 times before the program concludes or ends?
Mm. All right. Okay. So very good questions that you've asked. Okay. So let me take it from the last one, to the one you asked before then. So here is the thing, yeah. We've had even students register for our program in the past, okay, for some of the programs that have that you saw, those classes that I showed when I was speaking with Shegun, some of the students, they are actual students in school. So how did they go about it? So okay, I don't have the money to pay right now. In fact, these ones did not have the money to pay.
Mm.
So what they did was to speak to their guardian, okay, or somebody who will be interested in their self-development. You know what? There is this program. I want you to speak with them so you can also ask them questions. I would really love to join their next cohort. And that was how majority of them have been able to, benefit from the program, even if they don't have the money. But let me show you the story of one lady. I spoke about her earlier, but I didn't really dwell on her. This young lady here, Grace. Grace, when she got this job and she was giving her testimonial, she mentioned that she borrowed the money she used to get into the program. I'm not saying you should borrow money, okay? I'm just telling you. This young lady, I didn't even know that was her own situation until she got the job, right? And then she was saying that, oh, in fact, she had to borrow the money. Now she's out of the debt. Her salary is a whole lot more. She's more convenient, which means the bet was worth it at the end of the day. All right. So,
Yeah.
What I tell most people then is something that you really want. Rules will bend for it. Okay, you bend your own rules for it. Some people say, "Oh, I don't need to borrow. I can't borrow." Well, that's a very good thing. Okay, it's a very good thing. I won't lie, but sometimes there are times where you would have to be a little bit flexible, not for the sake of any other person, but just for the sake of yourself. You get my point? So
Yeah.
try looking into it. Yeah, try looking. The irony of this thing, let me tell you before I let you go. The irony of this thing is this: these same people, if they were to make a payment for school fee, they're not going to negotiate with the school that, oh, you know what, can I pay later? Because the school is just going to cancel their portal that, you know what, you are no longer our student if you don't meet up with deadline. All right. So at the end of the day, you go, you do a 4-year course that you don't really care about. Most of these courses does not directly translate into a job, and it's kind of disheartening for me to be saying this, because me that I seen like this, the amount of time I spent with regards to school NYSC, 7 years total, 7 good years, and many times I sit down and look at myself and say, what if I had invested that 7 years? I'm not talking about the money now. That 7 years, what if I had invested it in learning tech all along? So at the end of the day, it's just for you to wait and try to make it work. Okay, so I know you can make it work. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of people have sent me DM. I don't know if you've already sent me, or the kind of question you asked now, I doubt you've sent me DM already.
Yeah, no, I've not sent it in.
All right. So I'll be looking forward to getting
Again,
yours.
too, I want to ask:
Mhm.
is the course for
Did you
beginner
get-
or
Oh.
advanced? There are some people they will take you, and probably you have you don't have much background knowledge about it, so they will take you to
Yeah.
an advanced level and feel, okay, all these things you should have known it. I have done courses like that eventually I was frustrated. I left because I was thinking it should be from beginners to intermediate to advanced, not from beginner from advanced level. And when you talk, you'll be like, you should understand, you should know this, stuff like that.
Exactly. In fact, let me make it worse, okay? Because I've been in such classes before. If you even say that you don't understand, the facilitator will get angry. This simple thing you don't you mean you don't understand this thing. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So but the experts that have been working with you guys, they know the kind of people that they're expecting, right? And these guys are highly patient to water things down to ensure that you understand it. So as long as you ask questions, okay, you're asking questions and are willing to learn, these guys are they are welcoming. Even if you don't understand right there in class, you can still ask questions outside of class. That's how we set up the Google Classroom, the technical support sessions. So you have all the tools for you to use to your own advantage. So you keep asking questions, and these guys are patient enough to because that's what they're expecting. All right, they are not expecting to be in a class of experts that will ask few questions and will figure things out themselves. But like I said, you would have your own part to do. In as much as you're doing your own part and you're asking the questions, you'll be very fine. All right, you'll be
Okay, then
very
you can
fine.
answer my question.
Yeah,
I said, sorry for taking you
the
back.
first
I
question
said
first.
I said I will be having exam by that
Yes.
time, probably like
Mm,
a month in the course of the
mm,
program. So how do I go
yes.
about it? Even if I will be
All right.
paying.
Okay, fantastic. So, um, you would have the opportunity to select that you want to start with the next cohort. Okay, after you must have secured your discount, so that even when you come back to start with the next cohort, you still have the opportunity to just top up and complete the discount. Okay, as of right now, to the best of my knowledge, I think that's available. But I heard some people mention, is there a cohort next year? I doubt you see this kind of thing next year. Okay, I strongly doubt it. So now is the time to take advantage. So does that answer your question, Hannah?
Yeah, no problem. That does.
All right, fantastic. So, while you were asking your question, let me just say, for those of you who have already sent me a DM, I have received it. Don't worry, I'll respond after this call ends. Okay, I'll respond to you after this call ends. I wanted to end it 9:30, but it's 9:47, and I'm just using style to wait for those who still want the discount who have not taken it already. Because once the call ends, it's likely gonna be a goodbye. So, pressure. Before I take a question, um, let me see. I have some questions to ask. What's the course content briefly, or is it contained in the brochure? Yes, it is contained in the brochure. If you fill the attendance form, get it mailed to you. Would we have real life projects? Capital yes. God's power, you likely joined late. When I was showing Shegun the other time the kind of project you work on. So that should have answered your question. But regardless, yes is the answer to that question. You work on real life projects. Lastly, will be taught presentation skills. Okay, fantastic. You will be taught. Okay, you in fact you would have presentations intermittently. So from there you get feedback, and you'll be able to learn from the experts. All right. Okay, network broke you out. Okay, no problem, no problem. I can understand. The network nearly disrupted my own session as well. But that's why you have to have backup. Okay, you have your main network, you have backup, so that in case you need it, you have it handy. All right, so I think that is pretty much it to your question, Ghost Power. I hope you sent me a DM though. That's the key thing right now. Precious, how about you? I think Precious is the last person I'll take for tonight, and then we'll shut this session down. So, hi, Precious, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine. Sorry, I want to ask, based on the 30K for securing the
Yes.
discount. Okay, what if someone that is not able to like pay his or her own today, can can the person still get discount before the 4th October, like paying for the discount before 4th October? And secondly,
Oh,
is the 30K also is it part of the first 85,000 for the discount?
okay, fantastic. So, firstly, the 30K is part of the first 85,000. So you're just paying part of the first installment so that you can lock down that discount position. All right. So once you do that,
Okay.
for you to start the class will be to just top up with 55k. So that completes 85, and then you start. So, and the key thing for even making the 30k available is that you secure it now, so that you get to be part of the people who will benefit from the discount. So yes, it sounds a little bit logical. I understand where you're coming from. That okay, since the class has not started, why can't I just pay 85k and start in October? Well, by that time, we would have hit the maximum number that we want for that particular cohort. So you might not be able to get the discount as of that time. So candid advice is secure it now. Okay. If there are any reasons why you can't secure it now, I think that should be what we should address. All right. Because if you come later, the discussion may be 350k. And I'm not even sure whether installment plan will be available for that. Okay, if that is the case. So I hope that answers your question. Hi, Precious. I hope that answers the question. All right. I don't know if that's my network or I can't hear from Precious anymore. So let's see. Sorry, but why can't everyone feel attendance? Okay, so the attendance, Shegun, you're asking why can't everyone who fill the attendance form be eligible for the discount? So let me tell you something, Shegun. You know, they say the truth is bitter. Have you ever heard that adage before? That the truth is bitter. Somebody will say they want to say the truth, but the truth is, they'll call it the sad truth. Have you ever heard something like that before?
Yes, I have.
Exactly. So the truth is this, yeah. For example, when we started this call, how many were we? Over 200, right? Over 200. Okay, did it come as a shock to me that right now, as I'm speaking, we only have 45 people left? No, it didn't come to me as a shock, right? They say what's that word? Only a few will be chosen. Do you get my point? So if something was made open-ended, you know, for everyone, it would not have any real value. Okay, I can just come back tomorrow and get it. No value attached to it. All right. Exactly. Many are called, few are chosen. So that's how it is normally. All right. So this is valuable. And even let me even tell you something. If you go and look at the market, the edtech market right now, I don't like to use the word cheap because cheap is associated with something of less value. Okay. But our price is one of the most competitive prices you can get for the kind of value that we offer. And I can say that anywhere else. So it really doesn't pain me when, I have just a few people. Okay. And I even like it that way because I'm able to concentrate on these people and get them the results that they want, especially when they also want to, they're eager to work with me. All right. So it's just the normal thing. So not everyone, sadly enough, not everyone who filled the attendance form will be eligible for the discount. So if you want to be eligible for the discount, take action now. Okay, I hope I answered that question, Sherry.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So Chidi is saying, how about people that stayed up till now? So for people that stayed up till now, you are trying to blackmail me, Chidi. You are trying to blackmail me. I see what you are doing there. All right. But first off, let me appreciate each and every one of you who are still here up till now. All right. That thing Chidi did nearly worked. Okay. But let me first appreciate you guys for staying up till now. Okay. If there is actually a reason hindering you from getting the discount slot and you really want it, I think your next step should be reach out to us. Let's see if we can realistically help you. All right. Reach out. Okay. But that's the discount will be extended indefinitely. That's not gonna happen. Okay. So, take that step, reach out. Let's see what we can, how we can help. Okay, 0701 564 7028. Okay, so make that effort and let's see how things can happen for you. So, cheers, guys. I think this is where we will draw the curtain. 9:55, guys. It's a long night. Okay, so let us get some rest. If you have any more extra questions, just reach out to us and you get your questions answered. Cheers, guys. And for those of you who have secured your spots, I'll start responding to you anytime now. Have a wonderful evening.